vciso-au Cyberwatch, September 10, 2025. Strategic Cybersecurity Intelligence Brief powered by vciso-au. Stay informed, stay prepared, stay secure. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati, ANZ Ransomware. Victims: Nun supply chain attack targets, NPM, plus 2 billion weekly NPM downloads. Exposed attackers breached NPM packages with 2B weekly downloads via phishing. A maintainer was tricked into handing over 2FA credentials through an AETM attack. Phishing emails spoofed NPM support, urging fake 2FA updates before Sep 10, 2025. Credentials allowed attackers to publish malware-infected versions of packages. The attack targeted Josh Junon, Kix, a well-known NPM maintainer. The phishing email threatened account lockouts if users did not comply. This campaign highlights the risks of open-source package ecosystems. Millions of developers may have unknowingly consumed tainted packages. The attack demonstrates how 2FA bypasses remain a critical threat. vciso-au recommendation: use hardware security keys, implement signed package verification, and monitor software supply chains for malicious dependencies. SAP September 2025. Patch Day fixed 4 critical flaws. SAP issued 21 new and 4 updated security notes addressing multiple vulnerabilities. 4 critical flaws in NetWeaver included RCE, file upload, directory traversal, and missing authentication checks. CVE 2025-42944 scored 10.0, allowing unauthenticated RCE via insecure deserialization in RMI-P4. OnAppSys advised temporary mitigations by restricting P4 port access until patching. CVE 2025-42922 scored 9.9, enabling arbitrary file upload and execution. Hot News CVE 2023-27500 was updated with new directory traversal protections. Another flaw, CVE 2025-42958, lacked authentication checks, risking privilege escalation. Remaining notes fixed high, medium, and low-level vulnerabilities across SAP components. Exploitation in the wild is not yet confirmed, but risk is high due to potential full compromise. vciso-au recommendation: apply patches immediately, enforce strict port filtering, run SAP-specific vulnerability scans, and monitor for anomalous NetWeaver activity. Salesforce publishes forensic guide after series of cyberattacks. Salesforce published a forensic response guide for handling cyber incidents. It focuses on analyzing logs, permissions, and backups during investigations. Default audit logs like login history reveal unusual account activity. Salesforce Shield enhances visibility into API calls and data exports. B2C Commerce Cloud provides additional insights via shopping activity logs. The framework helps organizations answer who did what, when, and how. It stresses tailoring forensic methods to each organization's environment. User permission mapping is key for identifying exposure and misuse. The Who Sees What Explorer helps visualize access controls. vciso-au. Recommendation: maintain centralized log management, conduct periodic access reviews, and pre-test forensic readiness through tabletop exercises. Canadian investment platform Wealthsimple disclosed a data breach. Wealthsimple confirmed a breach due to a compromised third-party software package. The incident was detected on August 30th and contained within hours. Less than 1% of customers had personal data briefly accessed. Exposed data included IDs, account numbers, SIN, IP addresses, and DOBs. No passwords were compromised and no funds were stolen. Wealthsimple offered credit monitoring and ID theft protection to affected clients. The attackers leveraged a trusted vendor's software supply chain weakness. Regulators were informed, and enhanced monitoring measures were deployed. Wealthsimple continues to reassure clients that accounts remain secure. vciso-au. Recommendation: enforce strict third-party risk management, deploy continuous vendor security assessments, and encrypt all sensitive data at rest and in transit. Dynatrace adds itself to list of companies affected by Salesloft drift compromise. Dynatrace confirmed exposure due to OAuth credential theft in Salesloft drift. The breach stemmed from compromised Salesforce integrations in August 2025. Salesloft and Salesforce disabled compromised connections after discovery. The impact was limited to certain customer data in Salesforce CRM. Multiple companies have now disclosed incidents linked to this supply chain. Dynatrace posted an update acknowledging the breach on September 8. OAuth credentials remain a high-value target for attackers. Widespread compromise highlights risks of shared integrations. Customers await more details on the scale of exposure. vciso-au. Recommendation: rotate OAuth tokens regularly, restrict app integrations to least privilege, and implement continuous API activity monitoring. Ivanti Endpoint Manager vulnerabilities allow remote code execution by attackers. Ivanti disclosed two high-severity flaws, CVE 2025-972, CVE 2025-9872. The vulnerabilities allow remote code execution with minimal user interaction. Root cause was insufficient file name validation in Endpoint Manager. Affected versions include 2022 SU8 and 2024 SU3 and prior builds. Exploitation could lead to full system compromise of managed endpoints. No active exploitation has been observed yet in the wild. Ivanti issued security patches and strongly urged immediate updates. Attack complexity is low, making widespread exploitation likely if unpatched. Administrators must validate patch deployment across all affected systems. vciso-au. Recommendation: patch all Ivanti systems immediately, enforce strict file validation policies, and implement endpoint detection rules to flag suspicious execution attempts. Ransomware exposure list. Last 24 hours. United States. U.S. United States. Blank, but description shows U.S. HD Media Systems. Mayer's Machine Works. JIT Energy Services. Anderson Aluminum. Royal Machine and Tool. Reliable Roofing. Celtic Engineering. Cool Wind Ventilation. Rising Star Hydraulics. Edwards Interiors, GL Avenir, Ava Senior Connect, Energy Fishing, BDI Computer Services, Promark Partners, Melwood, BHKT Architects Argentina, R. Cervantes, Cervantes Uruguay, UI, Ceres, Ceres Mexico, MX, Biolab Soluciones Médicas, Zimbabwe, Securitybite, Proplastics, Colombia, SEO, Candeo, AMV, International Development Indonesia, IDE, Ransomware Recover Indonesia, Chile, CL, Liceo Francés Antoine y Consuelo de Saint-Exupéry Morocco, MA, Dolidol Switzerland, CH, Noble Corporation, United Arab Emirates, AE, Nathan and Nathan Panama, PA, República de Panama, Ministry of Economy and Finance, Spain, ES, Miesa Canada, CA, Fusion Homes, Russia, RU, Ocan.ru, Nigeria, NG, The Promise Nigeria Liddy. Final note from vciso-au. Australia and New Zealand remain relatively untouched this week, but the global threat landscape continues to shift. Critical infrastructure, software supply chains, and endpoint security are under siege. Ensure your cybersecurity program is both proactive and verifiable. By Anil Yelamati.